Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Wild Exclusive, and today I'm going to be taking every team in the SEC, and I'm going to be showing you the most interesting um, games to watch and what you can look out um, for those teams. So, for example, I might take Vanderbilt, and I can give you a non-conference game they're playing against, and I'll give you some background information about that, and see what might be interesting to you guys. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. First up on the list, we have Tennessee and BYU. Tennessee not coming off a bad season. Last year they went 5-7, but they had a couple upsets, as in Auburn and Kentucky. So Tennessee showed some improvement there, and BYU upset Wisconsin last year, and they also competed with Utah and Boise. So BYU's not a bad team, and I think Tennessee will be improved this year, and I think it'll be a competitive game. I do think Tennessee will win the game, but I don't think it'll be easy, and I think BYU will hang in with them. I think the highest Tennessee could beat them by is 2 scores. So anyway, let's go on to the next one. So next up on the list, we have Miami and Florida. This will be a fun game to watch. It could decide how both team seasons are going to go. If Miami beats Florida, I think Florida will not do as well as they're expected to be. And Miami might have a spectacular season. I think Florida will win that game. But even if Miami does lose to Florida, I think Miami will still have a pretty good season. I did predict Miami, so you can go check that out. But anyway, Miami got the new transfer, Tate Martell. The question is, what's he have done at Ohio State? So we don't know how exactly he plays. He might be a really good superstar player. I know he was a pretty big recruit when he went to Ohio State. So I don't know how this game's going to go, but if I had to pick, I would choose Florida. I do think Florida is going to have a great season, though, better. So anyway, let's go to the next one. All right, next up is going to be another fun one. Georgia and Notre Dame. Notre Dame went to the playoffs last season and got blown out by Clemson. But besides that, Notre Dame was pretty good last season. In Georgia, they have Jake Fromm still, and for one more season, I believe. And Georgia will be very good this year. So I think this will be a big game to watch, because both these teams are really, really good. Notre Dame might fall a little bit. I don't know if they lost anybody or not, but I think they did because of how good they were. Because you usually see teams be good and then fall down and then come back like the next 2 seasons. I think that's what's going to go on with West Virginia, but that's besides the point. Anyway, this will be a very, very fun game to watch. All right, next up we have South Carolina and UNC. This game could decide how UNC is going to go, North Carolina. They got their new coach. I predicted North Carolina's schedule, if you want to go check that out. I think if North Carolina wins this game, they could be a pretty good team in the future, because Mac Brown, he can improve UNC, because they have a lot of freshmen on the team, so that's benefit him, because he has enough time to build them up. South Carolina, we're okay last season, so anyway, this will be another fun game to watch. All right, next up is Kentucky and Toledo. Kentucky has a pretty easy non-conference schedule, so I didn't have much for this one. But Toledo was the best one, I think, would be more competitive. Even though Louisville is in the Power 5, I just think Toledo would be more interesting. Because Toledo, I believe, has a senior quarterback. I could be way off on that one. It's either junior or senior. Toledo went to a bowl game last season, but anyway, this game could decide Toledo's season, if they're going to have a good one or not. Kentucky lost a few people on offense, so that's going to hurt there. But anyway, that will. I think Kentucky will have an easy time around them. I think it'll be more interesting than the others. All right, next one. I'm going to love to watch this game. Missouri and West Virginia. West Virginia lost Will Greer and one of their wide receivers last season, so that's going to really hurt. They also got West Virginia also got a new coach. Missouri lost Drew Lock, so both these teams lost their starter quarterback. Um, this game could be a swing game for both these teams. Um, Missouri. Also, they got a new quarterback transfer from Clemson, so Missouri kind of got a little lucky there. But I think Drew Lock would be better for them, so I don't think Missouri will be as good. But this will be a fun game to watch, definitely. If West Virginia wins this game, I think West Virginia could have a decent season for losing plenty of position. All right, next up is Vanderbilt and Purdue. Also, Vanderbilt had a pretty easy non-conference schedule, so Purdue is the best one for Vanderbilt non-conference wise. Uh, Purdue pulled off a huge upset against Ohio State last season, which was pretty ridiculous. Um, Vanderbilt went to a bowl game, I believe, last season, and Vanderbilt was okay. I guess they weren't ranked or anything like that. They're a decent team. Um, I think it'll be competitive because both these teams are not really as good. But anyway, that's what I got for that one. All right, now moving on to the West, we have Alabama and Duke. Duke lost Daniel Jones, their starter quarterback. Alabama still has lots of spectacular guys, and as long as Alabama has Nick Saban, Alabama's going to be good. So I think it'll be a shootout there, but I mean, Duke could hang in there with Alabama, but Alabama might pull away in the second half. But if Duke, this game, you better concentrate more on Duke instead, because if Duke hangs in with Alabama, then that means Duke is still there and still ready to play. But it could either be that or it's because Alabama's not going to be as good, which I highly doubt it. So anyway, that's what I have for that game. All right, next up we have Auburn and Oregon. Both these teams had a kind of a little bit of a disappointing season last year. Auburn fell, I would say. They lost to Tennessee. They lost to Mississippi State. Just not that great of a year for Auburn. I think Auburn will come back this season. Anyway, but Oregon, on the other hand, they lost to Arizona. They lost to um Utah, I believe, Washington State, and Stanford. It was not that great. And also a very low scoring game against Michigan State and the Red Box Bowl. Oregon did win that game 7-6. Like I said, very low scoring. But I think both these teams could come back, and it will be a very fun game to watch. So this could decide both teams' season as well. So next up we have Texas A&M and Clemson. Um, I think Texas A&M might hold on to Clemson in the first half, but I think Clemson will pull away in the second half. Because Clemson has an offense. I predicted Clemson's schedule. If you want to go ahead and check that out, I know I kept telling you all to check videos out, but I just want my channel to grow. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's the best game I believe for Texas A&M non-conference wise. Next up, we have Texas and LSU, which will be a very fun game. LSU, pretty good team. Texas, they beat Oklahoma last year, and they also did beat USC. USC wasn't that great last season, but still, it was kind of a big win for Texas. And then but on the downside, Texas did lose to Maryland, which was pretty disappointing. And they did also lose on the last minute to West Virginia. But anyway, They did go on to beat Georgia in a bowl game when they were ranked number 15 and Georgia was ranked number 5. So that was a pretty big win for Texas. So Texas might be pretty good this year. I think they will be. I don't think they'll slip at all. Next up, we have Arkansas and Colorado State. Arkansas does have a pretty easy schedule in the non-conference games. Colorado State was supposed to beat Hawaii last season, but lost. So that was pretty big. I think they did lose badly. So, anyway, Arkansas also had a pretty bad season last year, losing to North Texas by a lot. So, both these teams are not great, so it might be pretty competitive. Next up, we have Memphis and Ole Miss. Ole Miss wasn't that great last season, and Memphis was okay. Went to a bowl game, but lost to Wake Forest. I think this game will be pretty competitive. I don't see much in this game at all. I mean, that was one I could find for Ole Miss because they have pretty easy non-conference games. So that's what I got for this one. All right, next up, Mississippi State and Kansas State. Kansas State, I would say, is a okay team. Also, Mississippi State. I don't think Mississippi State will be that great this year. I don't think they're going to be bad. I just don't think they're going to be top 20 or something like that. Because, I don't think Mississippi State's that great of a program right now. They could be better in the future. So can Kansas State. Kansas State, like I said, not a bad team at all. So I think this will be pretty competitive. Mississippi State, on the other hand, has a pretty easy non-conference schedule. So that's it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Smash a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I might be doing some more videos like this. I might do non-conference games for the ACC or something like that. Comment down below if you want to see anything like that. I might also do SEC best conference games, so be on the lookout for that in the future. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.